שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. From where I sit, I can hear all of you. You all sing beautifully when you sing well. I don't know if you're able to hear that yourselves with how the acoustics are in there. I just want you all, you sound really beautiful tonight. So I'm looking forward to being able to welcome Shabbat with all of you, sing, especially you two, Lauren. And yes, Lauren, please sing louder, please. It's great. No, so just really grateful to be able to welcome Shabbat with you all. We know that it's a slightly smaller crowd. We know that many people are on their way out for spring break next week in Cobb County schools. I guess that means it's springtime if we have spring break. Yeah, technically, I don't know how 85 degrees is springtime, but it's Atlanta, so it's springtime for Atlanta. And it's going to be 40 next week. I hope that's a lie, but it probably isn't. I love it. We'll continue now with all of our series of welcomes, with welcoming our Shabbat angels with Shalom Alechem on page 24.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Barchuni l'shalom.
Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
As we light our Shabbat candles, you two want to come light Shabbat candles? You are all doing great, Lauren. You know what? Whoever wants to come light Shabbat candles, come on up. I don't care. It's fine. If you want to light Shabbat candles, come join us. I believe our candle blessings are on page 2.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen.
Welcome now, having lit our candles and welcoming Shabbat officially. We've welcomed our Shabbat angels. We welcome now our Shabbat bride with Al-Chadodi, page 20 and 21. We'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, we will rise and face the entrance.
L'Chadodi l'Ekrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zakor b'dibor echad, Ishmi'anu el ham yachad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, L'shemu tiferet l'chetilah. L'Chadodi דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם לסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Verse 5. התעוררי, כי באורח קומי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וסהולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
We take a moment now, having welcomed Shabbat fully into our midst, we want to make sure we take a moment to welcome one another. So find someone nearby you, wish them Shabbat Shalom if there's a new face. Also, share something joyful from this week. Share a joy from this week. Does anyone have anything joyful they want to share with our community? A couple of opportunities for some to joy this community. Abby? Oh, so we have a lemonade stand blossoming down here. We can get some addresses after services, do a little bit of drive-by or something later. I love it. Yeah. Rory closed on her house on the 18th. That's beautiful. Yeah. Ooh, start a new book. I love that. Nerd. Perfect. I like it. Me too. Rena is a new grandmother. The bris was on Tuesday. Honored to be there and so excited for you and for the whole family. Yeah, Susan, you had something to say? Taxes are almost due. I'm sorry if that's a triggering thing. That's joyful for those who got them done. Beautiful. Or if you're an accountant, you're counting down the days. Beautiful. One or two more. Anyone else in the back? Couple more. Yeah, Paula. Yes, another grandchild on the way for the Wilsons. Bisha'a Tova. When's another 6 months? Beautiful. All the way. A Rosh Hashanah baby. What a beautiful time for a baby. I love it. Well, we'll continue with our service with Baruch Hu as we officially kick this off with our call to worship on page 28. be seated. You're going to need your Friday flyer at this point in time. I believe the word should be there. Yes, on the back. The song "One and Only" is new for us over the last few weeks. So we've been doing it every week just to kind of help people learn it. I have kind of using it to fill this kind of bridge between Baruch Hu and Shema, this moment in our service where we typically have two prayers. The first prayer is Ma'ariv Aravim, one that is acknowledging the beauty and the sanctity of the ebbs and flow of time around us as our sun is setting, the moon coming up in this evening. Ma'ariv Aravim, we are praying for that cycle in this moment. And then Ahavat Olam, this prayer that is the unending love that we receive. And this beautiful, fun piece by Josh Nelson. If you look on it, you need some emoji help. So you can look in your Friday night guide. That's called a heart. Okay, and the next one is a world. And then the third one is sign language it's not rock on, it is sign language for love. And so you'll be able to use that. And my only job is to not butcher the words in the order of that as we do it. So open up your heart to all the lost and lonely. Let no one be alone tonight before our one and only. Before our one and only. Remember, heart is first. If your heart is my heart and my heart is everything, aren't we all part of one heart? Let your heart be my heart and our heart be everything. Oh, we'll all know we're all part of one heart. So open up your heart to all the lost and lonely. Let no one be alone tonight before our one and only. Before our one and only. World. If your world is my world and my world is everything, aren't we all part of one world? Let your world be my world and my world be everything. Oh, we'll all know we're all part of one world. So open up your world to all the lost and lonely. Let no one be alone tonight before our one and only. Before our one and only. Love. If your love is my love and my love is everything, aren't we all part of one love? Let your love be my love and our love be everything. Oh, we'll all know we're all part of one love. So open up your love to all the lost and lonely. Let no one be alone tonight before our one and only. Before our one and only. So open up your heart to all the lost and lonely. Let no one be alone tonight before our one and only. Before our one and only. Shema, page 3435. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vahed. Turn the page. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, Bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta baham beshivtecha b'veitecha Uvlechtecha vaderech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beineinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, lemahan tizkeru, ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai, Vitem kedoshim lelohechem, Ahani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzehi tierchem, me'eretz mitzrayim, Nehiot lachem lelohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Emet. We read together the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Our prayer of freedom as the, official countdown to Passover continues. T-minus 8 days, right? Till first Seder? Page 40. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehtar v'kodesh, nora tehilot seifelen, nora tehilot seifelen. Malechutecha u'vanecha, bokei hayam nifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'elianu ve'amru, ze'elianu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Take a deep breath as we gather ourselves, center ourselves. The beauty of Shabbat, the beauty of song, the beauty of comfort and company, the beauty, God willing, of a good night's rest ahead, the beauty of a day tomorrow of good weather, some sun shining to help us lift our spirits. And to help us get there, we have our prayer Hashkivenu, page 42, that we will use actually the Chatima, the blessing for it. That's at the very, very bottom of page 42. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, hapore sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, hapore sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo, ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo, ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Baruch atah, atah Adonai, hapore sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Vishamru, our prayer for keeping Shabbat, top of page 44. Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Heard like a big exhale over here. That was an energetic moment for some. Did you make it into the cardio zone? Does that kind of work out? I like it. I love it. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. That line, eternity utters a day, this poem is from Abraham Joshua Heschel in his magnum opus on the feeling and essence of Shabbat. What does it mean that there is an entity that can literally will a day into existence? That's pretty cool. All those times we wish there were 8 days in a week. The Beatles couldn't even do it. But eternity could. And for us as a people, we know that we offer praise for eternity, for that which gives us life, that which helps us to make use and purpose of this sacred day ahead of us. Our Amidah, the central portion of our prayer service, begins on page 46. We'll pray together 46, 48, 50, and 52, after which we'll give you an opportunity for silent reflection, either the words of your prayer book or the words of your own heart. We'll ask you to rise now if you're able, and then at the end of that silent prayer, you may be seated. Page 46. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'Mevi Gula Lifnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Page 50. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'oshia, Mashif haruach u'morid hagah Hashem, Mechalkeo chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol be'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofech cholim, Umatir hasurim, Umekayeh emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech meimit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atalecha yot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yalaluhu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam.
Page 60. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki hatahu melech adon,
lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol eit ubechol shah Mishlomecha. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
We turn now in our prayer books, page 253. Take a moment for prayer for healing for those in our community who are in need. We know we have people in our community whose bodies are ailing, who have a surgery coming up, who are struggling with mental health issues. Whatever that might be, we want to make sure that we as a community do our part to let them know they are seen, to let them know we care. We do that by singing and praying together, and in particular in our community, we're thinking of the Shabbat evening. Harvey Adelsky, Sherry Alexander, Gary Atkins, Jerry Barrett, Jack Berger, Betty Berlin, Yvonne Binns, Lynn Birmingham, Danny Bastian, Vivian Brostov, Bruce Cohen, Isidore Cohen, Nicholas Catrone, Mary Davis, Stephen Despins, Mitch Earl, Connie Erb, Carrie Ehrlich, Greg Fine, Aaron and Roz Feingold, Margaret Fogel, Lauren Friedman, Max Gans, Tom Gorgon, Patty Gross, Rick Hack, George Campbell Hamilton, Chris Healy, Frederick Herman, Opal Howell, Sam Howell, James Hurst, Jack Itzkowitz, David Jacobs, Laura Jacoby, Maria Javier, Linda Jenkins, Shannon Jenkins, John Jenkins, Cindy Levine, Maureen Levine, Marcia Levy, Gary Levy, Brenda Lewis, Dorothy London, Lisa Macklin, Paul Melnick, Esther Mitchell, Lowell Moreau, Alice Navarre, Simone Neiman, Myrna Netkin, Arthur Newman, Joyce Newman, Peggy Packer, Lynn Prisant, Kathy Rasnick, Vasily Romes, Deborah Rowan, Norman Rosenblatt, Sherry Rosenblum, Harry Roth, Barry Savage, Lisa Schaefer, Brian Schneider, Cy Schulemson, Joan Schwartz, Becky Cernovitz, Lancy Shallett, Randy Shapiro, Shimon Ben Shmuel, Nicole Aronson Silverman, Jeff Simon, Alice Singer, David Skolny, Arthur Slutza, Lee Steiner, Randy Suchke, Charlene Venner, Mary Weisler, Keith West, Dr. Walter Wolf, Yarda Mayer, Ben Yitzchak. If there are any other names that you'd like to add to our community's list, if I mispronounced a loved one's name, please feel free to share their name with our community now. Page 253.
Misheberach Avotenu Mikor Habracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema. the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So before I begin, I need to ask like a simple question to know how honest I need to be. Are there any lawyers in the room? Stuart, you need to go. I'm just kidding. Only one lawyer. Good for us. All right, I like this. Okay, no. No, I say that this has been I'll say a very legal week, if you will. Here in the community, and part of that is some of the emotion. Many of you know that the Broadway musical parade is here in town this week. On Wednesday evening, and we know at least 60 of our congregants saw it Wednesday evening. Some of you were able to, we had dinner together beforehand, a crew of around 30 of us. We know many, many others of you who have your regular Broadway nights. You might be seeing it this weekend or saw it a different night this week. It's a powerful musical around the story of Leo Frank, one which many of us in this community know very well because of Rabbi Emeritus Steve Lebo, who has been a champion for the cause of Leo Frank. Leo Frank was a Jewish person who lived here in the greater Atlanta area in the early 1900s. He was working at a pencil factory in I believe it was 1913, when he was falsely accused of the murder of a 13-year-old girl. Over his trial, 2 years of appeals process before eventually he was lynched about 3 miles from here. Itself, the story is difficult. It's hard. Usually when you leave a Broadway show, everyone's like, well, did you enjoy it? And we can resoundingly say on Wednesday evening, no, I did not enjoy it, and it was beautiful and lovely, and like the cast are amazing and all of those things. There was not a lot to enjoy in it, save for one hilarious joke about Leo Frank, who was born in Brooklyn, makes this joke in the show of, I didn't know you could make someone who is both Southerner and Jewish in one person, in which we all, like in Atlanta, I couldn't deliver it the way he did. It was, we all, those of you who were there, you get it. You're like, but the story is an important one, and we know Rabbi Lebo is still working towards the full exoneration of Leo Frank for that, as that case, even 110 years later, is still, it's fresh, it's difficult. You know, the grandchildren of those who were part of the lynch mob still live here in Marietta and can call out and can notice their relatives in the pictures. On Wednesday after the show, the playwright Arthur Uri was, there was a talk back with him. His mother knew Leo Frank's wife. I mean, this is still where we here in Atlanta, this is a very, very pertinent piece. And today I had a real honor and pleasure with, I know, a couple of people in this room as well, to actually spend time with the cast at the site of the lynching marker a few miles from here, and then also to the Confederate cemetery over in Marietta to go to Mary Fagan's grave as well. A surreal thing to watch someone who plays Mary Fagan on in a Broadway touring cast to go to Mary Fagan's grave. Surreal, touching, for me, the joy of and gratitude of seeing how seriously the cast take their task of being what we all love so much in this day world, which is like they are a true crime Broadway musical traveling around the country. They go from here, they're going to be in Seattle in 2 weeks and all over the West Coast over the summer, telling the story of this case that, I don't know, has the makings, it feels like, of a serial podcast chapter that, one of the many things I did, in 2020 was kind of like the thing, was the true crime podcast, and now all of those shows and procedurals, this case feels like it could fit right into that. So that is a part of the legalness of this week, is thinking of Leo Frank and the beauty of that show and the importance of that show. We also, part of the legalness of this week for me, is we are beginning the book of Leviticus, where we have this moment where we spend a good chunk of Exodus. We have made it out of Egypt, found our way to Sinai, got 2 sets of 10 commandments, built ourselves a mishkan, created ourselves priests in a priestly caste, and kind of put themselves that way. And then at kind of the end of this book of Exodus, we have this moment where Moses enters the tabernacle into the Mishkan and is kind of like learning about the sacrifices. And it's kind of like this transition into the book of Leviticus where, I want to imagine Moses is kind of sitting there at a table inside of the Mishkan in the middle of the desert, figuring it out, learning how to sacrifice, learning how to, in the ways of our ancestor, figure out how to communicate with God, how to commune with God in a deep, big way. A way that for us, maybe, I don't know, I'm not personally like excited about the idea of, bringing sacrifice back. We'd have to put some plastic over the table here, and we'd have to, okay, all right, some of you got that joke. Okay, cool. All right, serious crowd tonight. All right. Understood. I'll be more serious now. But for us, we think of this, it's hard for us to get into Leviticus. What we do with how many goats do we bring, and sheep and cows and this and that, and what we do with this and that. And that's what we're going to be spending the next few months as a community, and especially those of you who are lovers of Torah study. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., Leviticus 1:1. Would love for you to join us. This is what we're going to be diving into and thinking about, is how our ancestors, in the midst of this kind of we're now a people. We have made it through the Sea of Reeds. There is Am Yisrael at this point. Now Am Yisrael has to figure out what Am Yisrael does together, besides complain in the wilderness and travel together. They have to figure out what it is that we do. And our ancestors, and Moses is giving us these chapters, this book of commandments to help us do that. And we know that we can look at them and we can find fault in them. We know we can look at pieces in Leviticus and find uplifting pieces that are like the most important parts of our souls and who we are. We know that there are parts of Leviticus that we find deeply disturbing and difficult, that we as people living here in 2025 want to say, you know what, maybe I think our ancestors might have gotten that one wrong. And what does it mean for us to be in a community where that spectrum of conversation can happen simultaneously? Where we can look, on one hand, there is a piece that is deeply good. On the other hand, there is something that could be deeply disturbing. And sometimes, depending upon who we are, and the two Jews with the three opinions at the right table, at the same time, it can be uplifting and disturbing for those two Jews. And that's how we come together as a community. I know that we in our country are having this conversation ourselves of how our legal system works. We are having a conversation of what it means to want to prosecute those who are committing crimes. That is an important part of every legal system, an important part of a society, for us to say, if you are someone who's here with a bad purpose, we need you to stop, or you're going to pay consequences. That's a part of a legal system. Thinking back 110 years, I can definitively say, I don't know who killed Mary Fagan. Does not appear to me as someone who's not a lawyer. We can ask Stu afterwards what he thinks as the one lawyer in the room. He's our only expert here this evening. I'm going to put you on the spot with the microphone later. He's like, I'm very excited for that. I don't know who it was. I don't believe it was Leo Frank, but I wish the person who did had suffered some consequence for the empathy for that family, for her memory. And so we have that conversation in our community today. How can we have a role in which we create this time where we find our own way to offer repercussions for those who want to do harm, and also to be able to lift up our community and those of us who are doing well, who yearn for us to be a positive, joyful, caring community. I can tell you personally that this idea of using anti-Semitism as a bludgeon to potentially undo laws around green cards is deeply disturbing. It would hurt members in our own community. At Rosh Hashanah, I want to say a few months ago, but I don't know, almost a year ago, 9 months ago, whenever that was at Rosh Hashanah, we had the honor of one of our own members offering the prayer for our country because his wife had just received her citizenship. We know that people in our community are here on green cards. here on other visa statuses. And if anti-Semitism is the cudgel that undoes that tears our own community apart, I have to say that's really hard for me to accept. So we as a community have to have these conversations. We have to hope and hold our own system accountable. We know that the federal government did that today. There was a man who was, you can't use the word deport when it's someone who shouldn't be allowed to be to leave the country. They took someone from this country who should have been here to El Salvador and then tried to argue in court that they didn't have the wherewithal to cause El Salvador to send him back. Luckily, our the appellate court today said that they have to go and bring this man back who should not have been sent away in the first place. And it's a terrible thing that happens in our country. It's a terrible thing that sometimes we know our justice system, as for over a century and since its beginning, has its flaws. And so I invite us all in the coming weeks and days and months ahead, as we dive into the book of Leviticus, as we dive into our own community, our own understanding of our own internal legal code as a Jewish people that we've been passing down since Moses sat inside of that Mishkan millennia ago, to be able to come into conversation with one another. Where are we not living up to our obligations to one another? Where are we loving people enough? What is good in us? What is good in our system? What can we do better? And by engaging in that conversation, wholeheartedly, thoughtfully, with listening ears and an open heart, I think we'll be able to actually make progress, to find purpose and meaning in these deep, difficult moments, whether it's our American legal system, whether it's our Georgia legal system from 110 years ago, whether it's our own legal system from 3 millennia ago, that we're able to bring this life into this code that helps uplift us to lives of meaning and purpose. Shabbat Shalom. We continue now with Aleinu L'Shabeach, our prayer of communal responsibility, page 282 and 287. Please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, l'atei gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'yoyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishbechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahen, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu kor'im, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 27. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn to those who've departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. In our community, we think of those who this is their yahrzeit, the anniversary of their death. Marvin Aronoff, Bob Beach, Robert Besser, Mark Boshak, Barbara Brandt, Jerome Cohen, Robin Cooper, Samuel Cooper, Craig Daniels, Mitchell Fleet, Judith Goodstein, Richard Hober, Ruth Jacobs, Irving Kaminer, Mary J. Katz, William Klein, Janet Livingston, Robert Melnick, Sam Milstein, Seymour Rickles, Yaffa Schneider, Gertrude Rosenberg Shidlovsky, Sam Tillis, Stanley Ullman, Bernard Jaegerman. And we're thinking of those who this is still their Shana, the first 11 months since their death. Alan Eisen, Patty Savage, Norma Plattner, Philip Meal, Rodney Scott Cohen, Kitty Cohen, Layla Kaminer, Richard Barker, Deborah Brand Singerman, Paul Zale, Joseph Jerome Cantor, Marjorie Romes, Jerry Frost, Helene Graboff, Bruce Antonoff, Sawyer Heller, Bowen Heller, Madeline Seidman, Karen Jacoby Silverman. If there's a name that you'd like to add to our community's list, or if I mispronounce a loved one's name, please may add it at this time. In our community, we rise to support our mourners as we recite words of Kaddish Tome on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach rute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayedechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam lo me almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam levracha. May all of their memories be an abiding blessing. Amen. You may be seated. This time have the honor of inviting up our congregational president, Sandy Davis, for some announcements.
Shabbat shalom. Whoa. A little high. Sorry about that. Is it better? Okay. Passover begins in just over a week. Experience our second night Passover Seder with the TKE community on Sunday, April 13th. Registration is this Tuesday, so don't delay and RSVP today. Thank you to the WRJ and Men's Club for underwriting the Seder to keep it affordable for everyone. Tickets are going quickly for our Avodah Evening of Honor on April 26th at Boxwood Social Hall. Show your appreciation for Nikki Goodstein and Hal Schlanger, this year's honorees, by purchasing yeah, sorry about that. Get your tickets. The line is listed in the handout. Stay tuned for information on the silent auction. There will be fantastic options for families, foodies, travelers, and more. Following services, please join us for our oneg. I'm so sorry. Water would be good, but I don't have any of that. It's oh. Stand up here longer.
Rachel's our Boy Scout, always prepared.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This will chug. Following services, please join us for our own egg sponsored by Eric and Kim Fine in memory of their grandfather, Robert Besser. Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, take the water with you. Welcome to Pollentown, everyone.
Yeah.
Where everything is covered in yellow dust always. We will conclude our service with Kiddush and Motzi. If anyone wants to come up and join me for Kiddush or Motzi, you're welcome to. Those who come up usually get challah first. Wait, what? Oh, I forgot. Wait, 1 second, pause. I forgot my favorite part of my entire job. It's a weird thing to say, isn't it? We're celebrating birthdays this month, so if you have an April birthday, come on down. We have a special treat for all those birthdays. So if you have your birthday, come on down. You'll say your name and what day of the month your birthday is. I'm sorry, Cindy. I'm sorry. I would never forget such a thing. The basket we don't need to hide the basket. So you'll start name and what date of the month.
My name is Ethan, and I was born on April 17th, which was a blessing to my father, the accountant.
Oh, Barry, I can see it now. I love it. Yeah.
I'm Cindy, and my birthday is April the 18th.
So this is funny. In honor of your father, I was born on April 15th.
Oof. Oof.
Bob Getlin.
Barbara Newerman. I was born on April 18th.
Ooh, birthday buddies. It's a theme song.
Joyce Cohen. I was born on April 27th.
Love it. So we'll get to sing Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear all of you.
Happy
birthday to you.
Yom
Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. We're going to conclude with our service now with Kiddush and Motzi. If anyone else would like to come up for Kiddush or Motzi, you're more than welcome to join us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen l'chaim.
Amen.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Take a piece. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Hamotzi lechem min
haaretz.
Amen.
As Bob said, enjoy your birthday cake, everyone. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.